Good. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Snohomish County Fire Training Academy Class 21-2 graduation. I am Paul Gagnon, a Division Chief with the Everett Fire Department, and I represent the Snohomish County Regional Training Consortium as the training chair, and I'm responsible for overseeing the academy. To comply with the COVID regulations and out of abundance of caution, due to the increased COVID cases, this graduation is being held virtually. We are streaming the event via Zoom. I want to thank everybody for being here today via Zoom to celebrate this great milestone. I especially want to thank all the loved ones for their support of these recruits as they embarked upon this most important journey in the initial phases of the firefighter training. I also want to thank the Administrative Board and the Consortium Advisory Committee and all of the HR representatives for their support of this very important program. In addition, I want to thank all the cadre of instructors for their hard work and dedication of passing on the skills necessary for these new firefighters to be able to do the job to serve their communities. So let's start by talking about Academy 21-2. On February 22nd, these individuals of Class 21-2 reported for duty at the Snohomish County Training Academy here at the South County campus. We had 39 recruits from 3 different agencies, 12 from South County Fire, 6 from Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue, 7 from the Everett Fire Department, 7 from Snohomish Fire Department, 1 from Marysville Fire, 1 from North County Fire, and 1 from Camino Fire. The class name that they chose are the Back Steps. The class motto is "Welcome to the Show," and boy was it a show. Class values: resiliency, discipline, precision, and work. On the first day I spoke to the class, and during my discussion we talked about many things: mission, vision, values, traits that make a good firefighter, expectations. I also told them that there will be no other Class 21-2, that they are unique, and they were. And we talked a lot about COVID. I asked them one simple question, a question I've asked myself, my training officers, the instructors, and the company officers, is do they want to be here? I told the class that their attitude and their effort will prove whether or not they wanted to be here. So today, on this graduation day, Class 21-2, I'm going to ask you a question. Class 21-2, do you want to be here?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to be here?
Yes, sir.
Well, Academy 21-2, you have proven to us all that you want to be here. And I want you to know that serving your community as a firefighter is one of the most beneficial and satisfying careers one can choose. The sense of accomplishment and self-worth one feels are hard to match in any other occupation. The challenges of the job are extreme, and the stakes can be life or death. You truly need a solid foundation of knowledge, skills, and commitment to lifelong learning to be successful. You are all now highly trained and ready to serve the citizens in your community. The Snohomish County Fire Training Academy is proud to have provided that beginning foundation and knowledge. So with that being said, I'd like to call our keynote speaker up, Fire Chief of Everett, Dave DeMarco.
Thanks, Paul. Congratulations, everyone. Spent a little bit of time trying to figure out what I might say to a group of recruits that are about to graduate Academy, and sort of chose a different path than speeches that I've heard in the past. And what I'm going to read you is the bulk of a speech that I delivered at a retirement dinner in 2020, in February. So in February of 2020, the Everett Fire Department had its most recent retirement banquet. That was the last time that I remember life being kind of normal, right? It was, we were talking about a pandemic at that point, but we hadn't arrived in pandemic yet. And so we made an address to the members and their families. And I thought I would start by reading you what I read to them. So I realize obviously that you're at the very beginning of this process, but I thought it might be interesting for you to hear what it's going to sound like at the end. So in the beginning, there's the chief's interview, and every one of us face the same question: why do you want to be a firefighter? And a good answer is always the same: to be part of a team that saves lives and to work in a field where the job is different every day. New challenges, new experiences around every corner. That's a life that we wanted, and that's the life that all of you are just about to start. Honestly, at this point in my career, it's energizing and even humbling to see the candidates who still see the world with fresh eyes. It's a reminder of how privileged we are to do what we do. So you start off eager, and you start off innocent, and you are living the life you work so hard to get. In your case, just now. In Everett, somewhere between 3 and 5 years, you start to recognize patterns in the alarms. You start to think, hey, I've seen this before and I know what to do. You start to promote, you start to teach. Okay? That's a fairly common pattern. Around 10 years, you start to realize something else, something a little bit unsettling. And that is that, hey, none of these calls are new. I've seen all of this before. And it gets difficult. It's the stretch of time between that realization and retirement that I wanted to talk about. The time between truly realizing how difficult this work is and getting to the walk down the aisle and say goodbye to your friends and colleagues and join the ranks of the retired at the end of the room. Some of you might have heard me say this before. None of you have. But I liken much of what our work is to heavy, tedious labor, like ditch digging. Except in our case, you can't even look back at the miles of the nice ditch that you've dug, because it also happens to fill itself in as you go. You don't get the same kind of satisfaction that other hard laborers get when they go look at their projects. Finished roads, buildings, machines they can point to and tell their families that they helped build. Instead, in the fire service, occasionally while we're digging, we find a gem. And the gems are rare. And sometimes you have to dig for miles to find one. But when a gem is finally unearthed, you have your fellow firefighters in the ditch with you, and you get to hold it up to the light and admire it. And usually no one else is around to see it. And the real irony is that after you admire it for a moment, you have to throw it back in the dirt and start digging again. There's rarely proof that you even found one. And so the band of brothers and sisters form because you're the only ones who share these memories of the gemstones. For the loved ones in the room or the people who are viewing, it's the struggle down in the dirt that wears us out. Certainly we have fun along the way, but the work is backbreaking and occasionally heartbreaking. And it leaves us exhausted and angry, and the calluses that form can be hard to break down. So even though we come from all different walks of life and different perspectives and beliefs, we have those shared experiences of working hard and finding those rare gems together. And that's what makes us a family, and that's why retirement is such a big deal. And I'm getting pretty close to that, and I can only imagine what it must be like to land in that place. Because on the one hand, you get to set your tools aside and finally rest. But on the other hand, you have to accept that you found your last gem. That you're stepping out of the mud knowing people you care about are still toiling away. And I'm sure it's going to be a real mixed bag of emotions when it happens. So you're at the very beginning of this journey. You're about to step into the trenches with people who've been digging already. The last couple of years, the dig has been particularly difficult. It's really worn us all out. So when you go out and join your organizations, try to offer some humility and respect to those who've been digging these last few years, because it's not been easy. The time flies. I can still see myself where you are today. I remember it as clear as if it was yesterday. We were in North Bend. You will remember that awkward march from the back parking lot to the front parking lot for the rest of your life. Mine was through the North Bend High School auditorium. It's the last time I ever marched. This is probably the last time you'll ever have to march. Marching and fire service have never really understood the relationship, but I guess that's what we do. The last 30 years for me have involved a lot of digging. And what I've taken from that and what I'd like to share with you is one, we want to celebrate your accomplishment here today. Getting through the academy is a remarkable achievement, and we're looking forward to having you out in the field. I want to ask you, as you contemplate your coming years, is to find a way to save the memory of those gemstones. And different people do it in different ways. And the way that I did it, and I wish I'd known this from the very beginning. I created a little folder that I just called the Why I Do This file. Okay, and into that folder went notes from families, pictures, news articles, the things that you will find as gemstones for your own career. You have to save those because it's super exciting now, and you're going to go out and you're going to love this for the first few years, and somewhere around year 10 you're going to get tired. But you still got a long way to go. And so save those gems and go back to them when things get hard. Okay? Refer back to why you're here. Because you're here to admire that opportunity, to reach in and save a life, to alter the course of somebody's future, and then they're going to forget you and you're never going to forget them. Okay? So save those moments. Congratulations. For the Everett recruits in the room, it's my fault that I didn't bring badges, so we're going to fake it. We still have a badge, and we have badges for you back at home. We'll get those to you on Monday. Thank you for your time, and I'll let you go on with your presentation.
Thank you very much, Chief DeMarco. So, as you can imagine, it takes a lot of hard work to make an academy successful. And I just did want to take this opportunity to let you know how privileged I am to be teamed up with such a great corps of training officers. I've worked with 3 different training officers from different agencies. Captain Chad Hale from Marysville Fire Department, Don Welch from South County Fire, and Sam Langhill from Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue. And these men have been inspiring. What they do, the planning they take. You know, this academy's ending, and we're already planning for the next one here coming up in the end of January. So it's a lot of work, and these men have been probably the most dedicated people that I've had the privilege and honor to work with. So I'm a little choked up because this is my last academy. I'm going back. This is only a 2-year stint, but I just want to say how grateful I am to have the opportunity to work with these gentlemen. So with that being said, I'd like to call up Lieutenant Sam Langhill to introduce our company officers.
Good afternoon. So I appreciate Paul for thanking us for our work. There's all these layers that come together to make this project happen, and I'd be fooling everybody if I said that we did it ourselves. The backbone of the Academy is actually the company officer. So there's an American author, Kenneth Blanchard. His quote was, "The key to successful leadership is influence, not authority." Nobody wants to follow somebody just because they're telling you what to do. They want to follow somebody because they saw you do it. They saw you do it well. They know you're doing the work with them. They see that you can perform the work with them. They're fun to be around. They know when to have fun. They know when to joke. They know when to be serious and when to be professional. These company officers that were with us this academy are second to none. It was an amazing group of company officers. They are the backbone of the academy. They are doing all the work. They're making the training officer's job, I was going to say pleasurable, it's not the right word, but they're making it easier. They're making it easier. They're performing all the evals. They're having the difficult conversations. Our academy is young in Snohomish County. We have facilities that aren't quite adequate, and there's a lot of logistical complications that go along with that. This group of company officers has to work through these problems and make it successful. They are the lead motivator for the group. The group's cohesiveness has a lot to do with the glue that the company officer provides. So first of all, let's give a big round of applause. These guys work their butts off, and they made my job easy, they made the other training officers' jobs easy, and it was a real pleasure to be around them. So let's give them a round of applause. Okay, the first company officer I'm going to introduce, he's got a real relaxed personality. He's kind of got that surfer chill about him. If anybody in the group is going to use the word like whoa or cool, it's probably this company officer. Welcome up company officer Lieutenant Ken Wallace. This next company officer, so interesting story. I have a unique piece of information about all these people, but it was discovered during a recruit scavenger hunt that this company officer does not like to lock the door when they sit down to use the bathroom. How that was discovered, I'll leave that to your imagination. Captain Barry Pomeroy.
So myself and Captain Eric Johnson have the privilege of presenting and explaining to the viewing members of the public and family an award for a recruit who distinguished themselves during this academy, pretty much from start to finish, but in particular in one of the most difficult skills. I think all of you guys would agree, what was the hardest part of the academy? What section? Hose. It was hose, and for good reason. We work in the fire service. We work for the fire department. We are men and women firefighters. Everything about our job is related to fire and life safety, and our fire departments focus on that. Matter of fact, some of the people who taught that class and that series of classes and did those evaluations would describe this award as the hardest one to earn, and it doesn't always get awarded. They would describe hose attack and fire attack and hose movement and moving water from the distribution system to the truck engine, to the house structure, or to the victim itself as being the most important thing you can do in your job. It is the foundation for all of the other somewhat more fun things to do, like truck and search and rescue. So we have a recruit who was selected by the cadre of instructors who taught hose, who did the evaluations, and who worked with you not only to practice and to pass the evaluations, but if you struggled, they worked one-on-one with you, having the difficult conversations, because this is the most important thing we can do, which is put out the fire to enable the rescue and the search. We have a winner of this, a candidate that was nominated and debated for A cohort and B cohort. So if you would go ahead and introduce the candidate from A cohort.
For A cohort, Peter Anderson was selected.
Thank you.
Both recruits distinguished themselves in the eyes of the instructors and the cadre and the COs by demonstrating an aggressive nature immediately upon learning the skill, being proficient at it rapidly, and then sharing those skills with other people. For B cohort, that's going to be Cody Mack. Thank you.
All right, the next CO that he was just up here. So this CO, he found out the hard way exactly not where to put his hands during a limited visibility forcible entry operation. CO Eric Johnson.
Oh, wait.
This next company officer, if you're familiar with the fire service, they displayed a quintessential Truckee ego when his pride proved to be stronger than the ACL of his knee. During a Denver drill where he chose to try to lift the heaviest recruit in their group that day. Lieutenant Matt Saheda.
So I also have the honor of presenting the Truck Company Award. The truck curriculum is based on a set of skills that are essential to supporting our primary mission as firefighters of saving lives. And as Barry pointed out, supporting the engine companies, the most important ones. These skills, the Academy has developed based around truck curriculum. These skills are ventilation, search, forcible entry, ladders, vehicle extrication, VES, and support functions such as salvage and overhaul. The recruit that earned this award not only showed mastery of these skills, but also showed a personal characteristic of somebody who not only has leadership skills in of themselves, but also to support others. It is my pleasure to present Jacob Dehon.
Stand right here. There you go.
Okay, this next company officer, so I've been told that if you did not know the location of this company officer, all you had to do was listen, and the sound of their laugh would resonate through the drill field. His location was undeniable. Captain Matt Weir.
It is my privilege and honor to present the Truck Company Award for the Alpha cohort. Jessica Jelsik, please come up.
Okay, our next recruit, until cutting his hair halfway through the academy, we weren't sure why Willy Wonka was at the fire academy and not tending to the chocolate factory and the Oompa Loompas. Captain Kyle Havens.
It's true, my wife told me I looked like Willie, and that's when I cut it. So I'm going to present the award for Top Whip. So each week at the Academy, we gave out a First Whip Award. And this award is given to the person that demonstrates proficiency in whatever skill we're doing for that day. Not only is this person proficient at what we're practicing, but this person also is someone who comes every day ready to work. They're always hustling. They're the first in, the last out. This person specifically for Alpha Cohort, not only were they proficient at all of the skills, but they did it in the most humble way. And so Britton Kinder, come on. Congrats.
This next CO created quite a legendary moment, I think, for the Fire Training Academy. It will go down infamously in the history books. One morning, early on in the academy, around 0600, there was some unwanted police activity for reports of somebody driving around the parking lot blaring Eye of the Tiger through their Honda Ridgeline. The officer is Battalion Chief Whitney Mansfield.
Thank you, Sam. It's my pleasure to also introduce Top Whip for the B cohort, and I think it's safe to say that this recruit had the eye of the tiger from day one and presented themselves with a level of humility that was second to one. So I think that the Top Whip for the B cohort is Nate McCon.
Okay, this next CO, I had to really reach for something. So what I'm told is that there's a CO amongst this group that was commonly referred to from the recruit class as slow-mo. Apparently, as he walks, sometimes it looks like he's walking in slow motion. So, when a person with the nickname Slow-Mo enters a running race, well, I'm not sure that sounds like it's going to go well. So this running race resulted into a new nickname, CO Hamstring. Lieutenant John Rouse.
Thanks, Sam, for bringing up the hamstring injury. As you can tell, the CO group took a toll on this academy. I have the privilege of introducing the Bravo Cohort Award for Company Officer Lionheart Award. And this award was created to recognize recruits that have exceptional personal attributes that have inspired the company officers and the instructor cadre. These recruits, based on their personal attributes, help form the culture of Snohomish County Fire Training Academy, and specifically Class 21-2. Specifically, the attributes of perseverance, courage, through adversity is what we were looking for. So for Bravo cohort, congratulations to Elizabeth Hagan.
Last but not least, the CO that definitely desired the most attention consistently throughout this. He had no trouble voicing his opinion. I mean, man, if I could have just got him to shut up. Yeah, any chance for the spotlight, he took it. Captain Ricky Williamson.
All right, get off the stage. So I have the honor and privilege of giving out the Lionheart Award for the Alpha cohort. This person lives up to everything that it's all about. And the person that we chose for Alpha is Firefighter Haley Peterson. Nice.
Okay, so now we're at the point in the program where we're going to call up Captain Chad Hale, and he'll call up the chiefs and the recruits to pin their badges.
I thought we had the recruit speaker.
Nope.
All right, welcome. I'd like to call up Camino Island Fire Chief Mangoyan, and recruit Michael Foxfrey.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to call up Everett Fire Chief Dave DeMarco. And recruit Josh Bitzenberg. Michael Dunmeyer. And stepping in to pin his badge is Captain Civic.
You need one of these. You better shake hands with the chief too. Congratulations. Here you go. Thanks.
Firefighter Elizabeth Hagan.
All
Sorry.
Just take it back.
Firefighter Andrew Monroe.
Congratulations.
Firefighter Julia Sargent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Firefighter Ava Schweiger.
That's for you. Congratulations.
Firefighter Danny Valesky.
That's for you. Nice job.
Thank you, Chief. I'd like to call up Marysville Fire District Fire Chief Mark McFalls and firefighter Haley Peterson. North County Fire and EMS, Chief Dave Kraske, and firefighter Blake Smith. From the Snohomish Fire and Rescue, Chief Don Waller, and firefighter Tanner Eversole.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks, sir.
Firefighter Obed Cushing.
Thanks, sir.
Firefighter Jake DeHaan.
Congratulations.
Firefighter Jose Islas.
Well, you're okay. Congratulations.
Firefighter Nathan McCon. And our youngest firefighter, Stephen Osborne. One more, firefighter Trevor Wren. From Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue, Chief Clinton and firefighter Dale Clausen. Firefighter Cody Mack. Firefighter Oleg Mikhailov. Firefighter Brandon Neville. Firefighter Sam Stevens. And firefighter Perry Taylor. From South County Fire and EMS, Chief Hobus, and firefighter Brittany Atkinson. Firefighter Peter Anderson. Firefighter Marcus Brookhiser. Firefighter Thomas Brownell.
Thanks, sir. Great job. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Firefighter Ian Dudson. Firefighter Firefighter Brett Dubay. Legacy Firefighter Brian Jacobson.
John, if you're watching, he's got the sweatiest hand so far. That's for you.
Firefighter Jessica Jelsing.
Keeping your smile on your face and saying good morning to me in the morning. The whole team maybe wanted to truck you from day one with the fire chief. So, good job. Congratulations. Thank you. All right. Good job.
Firefighter Britton Kinder.
Chief's interview was part paid. You're on duty in the bunker. Oh, yeah. Did a good job. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of you. So, yeah, great job. Appreciate you. You're good. All right. Good job.
Firefighter Eric Schaefer.
Proud of you. Thanks for taking lead faith, John and our team, for serving the county. Proud of you. Great things for you going forward. Organization, Calgary, continue. Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks, sir.
Firefighter Landon Tapper.
Just thinking about what your drive home song is going to be, since you're going to go rhyme one day, a good day. That smile on your face, thinking about what you talked about today, because it's important for everybody. Congratulations again. Good day, good job.
And last but not least, Firefighter Jessica Walters.
Thanks for persevering. Thanks for sticking with the team. Thanks for everything you did. I'm proud of you and your last name. For fire service, okay? Congratulations. Good job, Jessica. Good job, good job.
Okay, so Academy Class 21-2 chose 2 firefighters, one from each cohort, to be the recruit speakers. So I'll call up Firefighter Kinder and Firefighter Taylor. Come on up.
Holy cow, there I was. Tired, exhausted. We just got done putting in a good day. Sun was going down. Captain Roberts was spinning us down, throwing us some questions. We're all answering them with ease, not a problem. You know, we just got done crushing it all day, right? And then Captain Roberts throws out a real brainer, real hard question. And simply, it's, if I have 10 feet of hose, and I double it, how much hose do we have? 38 of us yelled, 20! And myself, loud and proud above the rest, I yelled, 5! Crowd goes silent. Captain Roberts turns and locks eyes with me, and I just put my head down and, hey, what can you do? Split of a second, I got my nickname 5. And like in life, in the fire service, all it takes is a split of a second. When I'm not being called 5, again, my name is Britt Kinder. Thank you, everybody. I'm here talking about the A cohort. First, I gotta say thank you to the TOs. They have been up already, and our COs. You guys helped made our academy awesome. So thank you very much for that. And also all the instructors as well. But the biggest thanks goes out to our families. They sacrificed probably more than we did, and they put up with us when we were tired, sore, bruised, mentally, physically exhausted. I don't know, my wife has a hard enough time putting up with me when I'm normal, let alone Academy Brit. And I've heard the stories of other recruits, so thank you to the families. We all appreciate that. Class 21-2, A cohort and B cohort for that matter, congratulations. A cohort, awesome group. We instantly clicked right away. You can call it love at first sight. I kind of thought of some cup of noodles, and not because of the quality, but it took us about 3 minutes to heat up, and we were good to go. We were friends from the start. That's all it was. Right? But unlike the taste of cup of noodles, we actually have some really good chefs in our group. Some good food during lunch. We were sharing a lot of food back and forth. Probably Brokeiser was my favorite by far, but he also gave away the most food. So maybe that factored into it. Schaefer, I don't know if it's you or your wife, but some pastries, dangerously good, very good. But on to our academy. It's a 12-week journey, 4 days a week. We put in a little bit OT on Thursday every week. But what did we work on? We talked about hose work, fire behavior, search and ventilation or vertical ventilation, search and rescue, forcible entry. I'm briefly just going to talk about the highlights of that, because I'm pretty sure Captain Roberts wouldn't want me to speak more than 5 minutes on this topic. So I'll try and be brief with it. I think one of the highlights and the milestone was, as kind of mentioned, was completing the engine curriculum and that engine eval. I loved engine work, but as it's been said before, it was punishing on our bodies. We all felt it, we all hurt, And it's just kind of that milestone or a check part or a checkpoint in the academy. After that, I think we got a little a break, so to speak, and we were smiling from ear to ear, jumping into firefighter survival up at the Everett training ground, jumping out third-story windows with a rope wrapped around our waist, kind of doing a Mission Impossible rappel down. I'm sure some of that will be in the video. It was interesting. And then also our first trip up to Gold Bar to do live fire. Our very own Tapper and Jacobson, they were kind enough to come up with a rap about firework or fireground material, and it turned into our chant that we did to start the day off after lunch, just to kind of hype us up, and that really brought us together just that much more, and kind of a bonding experience. From there, as it was already mentioned, CO Johnson was kind enough to donate a tip of his finger during forcible entry. I'm pretty sure it still might be rolling around out there on the drill field, so maybe the Nets Academy can find it. But it's healing nicely. Maybe he'll show it, I don't know. And then we spent 2 days at Braven Metals. It's an auto recycling yard. That was learning about auto education. That was another fun day. You're asking basically firefighters to go break stuff. And we are good at breaking stuff. That's probably what we do best. Mike Fox-Ramey, he did an excellent job up there while everyone was watching and cheering. Fox found the hole, with his tool, stabilizing the vehicle. But boy, did it take him a while. So, but we were all happy for him when that finally happened. But auto education, it's like sending us, kids into a candy store. We had a great time. We did. We finished our academy basically with MCOs, multi-company operations up at Gold Bar for another live fire. And it was just a wet and dirty week, but it was fun. It was kind of that finishing line. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we all had a great time. As I mentioned, we all, we had some of us had minor injuries, but we all were sore, we were bruised, and we hurt, and it didn't feel good to tie your shoes in the morning or get out of bed. Sometimes throughout the academy we had our broken spirits, but what I loved about A cohort was anytime someone had an injury or a broken spirit, the 14 others helped that person. They carried the weight, they picked them up, they did whatever they needed to do for all of us to move forward. So that's what a team does, that's what a family does, and that's definitely what we did for one another. So, an awesome group. Thank you, A cohort.
Good afternoon, Snohomish County Fire Training Academy Class 2102. This might sound familiar to some of you, but I'm Perry Taylor and I'm from Surfer. At least once a day over the past 12 weeks, as a member of STFTA Class 2102, I would, like many of my fellow recruits, take a moment and stop what I was doing. And these moments have now turned into memories that are as varied as the different personalities and different stories of each of us recruits. I remember running in formation as the autumn sun hesitates above the dew-covered turf of Mariner High School's football field. I recall flowing water day after day, rep after rep, in turnout gear that probably had 30 extra pounds of water saturated into its core. And I recollect turning on an SCBA bottle only to have dozens of razor-sharp hay fragments instantly swirl around in my mask and drive into my eyeball, while simultaneously getting yelled at by my peers and instructors to hustle up and run into a shipping container engulfed in fire. Do you remember looking forward to Yoga Thursdays only to further injure yourself both physically and emotionally with your lack of flexibility? Or using every ounce of your tattered core to keep yourself from skidding down a very steep roof ventilation prop with a full throttle chainsaw ripping through a piece of OSB sheathing? Or, this is B cohort specific, but losing our academy flag not 1, but 2 days in a row, then having to run a collective 343 laps to earn it back? While we are all fortunate to have excellent facilities, vehicles, curriculums, and training props to learn with, this experience was created by the outstanding people who made it possible. I'd like to highlight just a few of them. From the top down, we all have the privilege of working for agencies whose top brass and administration want a higher level of training for their recruits and went out of their way to spend countless hours and dollars to build an academy that is tailor-made for Snohomish County's needs. Captain Hale and Lieutenant Langheld handled a mountain of logistics and training schedules, as well as dealt with daily challenges as they arose. Over these 12 weeks, we had the honor to learn from elite engine, truck, hazmat, and extrication cadres, all of whom have many years of invaluable fireground experience. Out on the drill ground, we had the pleasure of training alongside some amazing company officers who worked just as hard as recruits. The dedication, time, and effort of the COs didn't come without injuries. To fingers, to ACLs, and to pride. But despite the physical toll, our COs kept showing up and learning alongside us. Finally, we have those who unfortunately couldn't be here today, our families. Whether without their understanding, support, and at times patience with us throughout this process, none of us would have been successful in this academy. In return for all the support and dedication we received, we have what we see in front of us today. 35 of Snohomish County's newest firefighters. We all come from different walks of life. We have laterals from different departments, veterans, former nurses, flight attendants, construction safety workers, climbing guides, trade workers, among others. Some have realized how amazing this industry is and have made the switch for themselves and for their families. Others come from a long line of firefighters and are continuing the legacy. And some are first-generation firefighters who have known since an early age, speaking for myself since I was a toddler, that this is the only job in the world that we've ever wanted to do. The path we took to get hired was not a singular effort by any recruit. For a lot of us, this meant networking, researching, and using the help of mentors. Mentors are very special in the fire service. Some mentorship comes in a class, taught by a cool instructor who is a subject matter expert in their field. Some mentorship comes from people like our amazing company officers who want us to be the best we can be, which in turn will serve the best interests of their departments, our departments now. And some mentorship comes from people in the fire service who at times believe in us more than we believe in ourselves. For me, that person is Brad Martin, who recently retired from a long and successful career at Portland Fire and Rescue. Brad gave me an invitation to visit his firehouse anytime and to run calls with some of the busiest rigs in the city. He gave me advice on getting the job, doing the job, and managing life outside of the job. Without his guidance, I wouldn't have been nearly as successful up to this point. For me, it was Brad, but for others, they have had different special people in their lives who took them under their wings because they loved this job. Regardless of who that person is and who helped you get to this point, we are now part of one team with one goal. That goal, to protect life, property, and the environment, is what the American Fire Service is all about. In Snohomish County, I think we've taken that to a new level. As Lieutenant Grace says, we are training like it's our families we are responding to, because for many of us, it could be. From the leadership in our departments to our administrations and training divisions, everybody made the commitment to bring together the resources, instructors, equipment, and thousands of hours of coordinated effort necessary to produce the most highly trained and aggressive firefighters possible. Like bull sharks off the coast smelling blood in the water, or cobras circling their prey before they kill, my fellow recruits and I are hunters of opportunity. Through both voracious tactics and endless empathy, we have the opportunity to provide professional and efficient help to the citizens we are sworn to protect. For the past 12 weeks, we have worked together through blood, sweat, and for some, infected fingers. Clean it, it's not a joke. It'll get bad. All of our departments are considered all hazards response. While a lot of calls may not be life or death, and may even seem routine to us, our commitment to service will be there regardless. However, there will be a time when the tones drop for that long-anticipated structure fire. In those moments, when we're sitting backwards inside of a fire engine screaming down the street, when time slows down and we realize everything we've ever practiced will soon be put to the test, I am certain the class of 2102 will rise to the occasion. The citizens of Snohomish County should know that sitting in those fire apparatus are some of the most eager, committed, and passionate firefighters in the country. And at that point, when the air brake hisses shut and it's time to go to work, the only thing left to say will be our class motto: welcome to the show. Thank you, class, and congratulations, class 2102. So now, representatives of the A and B cohort, Britt and I would like to present the class 2102 class project. In the Snohomish County Fire Training Academy, we do a bunch of records, and in front of the and so it's kind of some good friendly competition. We thought the record board wasn't cutting it, so we made one with some hard work by a special committee. And we thought it should reflect the hard work that goes into getting these records. So this is our class gift from 2102, present to all future recruits coming through this academy. Now we have a video to showcase for the past 12 weeks of work. If for some reason we experience any technical issues, we'll make sure to make this video available online. Thanks.
Can you turn it up?
4th, fire control, when the offensive strategy upgraded to a second alarm, the speed traffic expands. Goodbye. Just call my
Nice job, guys.
All right, good work, guys. That was pretty entertaining. Okay, so we're at the end of our program here, and I'd like to call up Captain Don Welch from South County Fire to dismiss the class.
Good afternoon. Just a few parting words. Show of hands. How many people think the academy went by a lot faster than you ever expected when you started? So think of this and remember this in your career. Between my part-time experience and my career experience, I'm at the 31-year mark. And it seems like it's gone by as fast as ever. So remember this, your academy went by faster than ever. Your career will go by even faster. Have fun, enjoy your career, be safe, be healthy, and my motto is show up to work every day to have fun. If you show up every day to have fun, you will have fun at work and you will have a long career. With that, class 21-2, you are dismissed. Congratulations.